What is the best way to calculate pawn races in chess? Imagine a race where two pawns are sprinting toward their respective promotion squares. Who will reach first? In chess, especially in endgames with rooks, figuring out who wins this race can decide the game. So, how do you determine the winner in these situations? The key is to break down the problem into simple steps. First, count how many moves each pawn needs to reach the promotion square. Think of it as counting how many steps each runner has left. Remember, you need to consider whose turn it is to move because that can give one side an advantage. If it is your turn and your pawn needs fewer moves, you can push it forward first, possibly promoting before your opponent. Next, look at the kings. Kings are vital in these races because they can either support their own pawn or block the enemy's. Calculate how many moves each king needs to reach critical squares near the pawns or the promotion squares. If your king can arrive in time to support your pawn or stop the opponent's, it can change the outcome. A good way to do this is to add up the total moves needed for your pawn to promote plus the moves your king needs to support it. Do the same for your opponent. Compare these totals. If your total is less, you have a winning chance. If both sides need the same number of moves, then who moves first becomes the deciding factor. Remember, sometimes capturing an opponent's pawn or making a move that gains a tempo can change the race. For example, forcing your opponent to respond to a threat can buy you extra moves. When calculating, visualize the sequence step by step. Avoid skipping moves that involve captures or checks because they can alter the race's result. In rook endgames, pawn races are often the deciding factor. Precise calculation of pawn moves, king activity, turn order, and tactical possibilities is essential. Always ask yourself, can I promote my pawn before my opponent? Or can I stop theirs? Using this methodical approach helps you see the position clearly and choose the best plan. Remember, the goal is to count moves, consider king support, and evaluate tactical shots. This way, you can confidently decide whether to push your pawn or focus on stopping the opponent. Mastering this process can turn a tricky endgame into a winning opportunity.